going to show you how to do a gel manicure on your natural nails and make them last. Hello everyone, welcome back. My most asked question is how do you do a gel manicure on your natural nails without it chipping? The most important thing is prep and curing. Any spot on your nail that wasn't properly prepped is going to cause peeling or lifting, and if your nail polish isn't cured properly, it's going to be able to peel and lift. So those are like the two main reasons. I am going to do the most prep ever. I haven't had anything on my nails for a few days and they need to be prepped really well. So this is like in-depth prep. I'm going to start with a wooden cuticle pusher and gently push back my cuticles. I don't really care about getting that much off right now because I'm going to go in with my drill anyways. This is the diamond bit that I'm going to start with, and I'm also going to be using these. These are 240 grit, which is really soft for the natural nail. You can use both or you can just use the sanding bands. It's up to you. I'm starting with my drill in forward because I'm going to be going to the left, and I'm going to start it on... I'm showing how I use the diamond bit, but I actually prefer the sanding bands a lot more, especially the tiny ones, because they're a lot easier. In my opinion, of course. But basically you just go in one direction, go around the nail, and I try and get some of the skin around off as well, only if it's like a hangnail or something really dry that needs to come off. But I typically don't like to do too much with this because I don't like to open that up to bacteria. I'm putting it in reverse to do the right side of my nail because sometimes it's hard to get in there in the forward direction, but just do whatever works for you. I don't think it's necessary to use the sanding band after you use the diamond, but I just feel like I didn't do a really good job with that one, and this one is my preference. I just wanted to show you that one, but this is basically the same process, just going in one direction around the nail, just getting rid of any skin that's stuck to the nail. And then I do use this to just buff out the entire nail. Be very gentle. You don't need to go over this a lot, but you do need to make sure you get every single part of this nail, or else some part of it that's not buffed is going to lift. And this is what they look like after they've all been filed and buffed. This is a 100 by 180 grit file, so the front is 100, the back's 180. I'm using the 180 just because it's my natural nails and that's a bit more fine. Always go in one direction when filing your natural nails rather than doing a seesaw motion because you don't want to crack your natural nails. I'm just spraying them with some alcohol here, and I'm going to brush all of the dust away and scrub them clean. This is what they look like after all the prep is done. If your natural nails are usually bendy and they're not really strong, then you probably need something more than just the polish. If your nails don't have a lot of strength, it can cause the polish to lift or like bend and then break, you know what I mean? So you can use a builder gel. I would recommend a soft gel. So that would be a gel in a bottle. If your natural nails are really strong and you don't think that you need a builder gel or any extra strength, then I would just recommend doing a base coat, 2 coats of the polish color, and then a top coat. I'd say mine are in between. They're not the strongest ever, but they're also not really weak. They don't really bend that easily. So I use a builder gel. So the reason I'm using the D&D gel tip primer is because I use the D&D gel tip glue as well as a builder gel. I'm pretty sure it's kind of the same thing, and I really like the retention of the glue, so that's why I'm using it. The issue is that it has a really low viscosity, so it is kind of hard to work with, and you need to be fast and do it in layers. So if you're a beginner, I would recommend getting an actual builder gel. That way it's a bit thicker and you won't have to work so fast. But basically, I just paint a really thin, clean slip layer. I don't cure this. I get all the edges. I make sure to get as close as I can to the cuticle. To get the perfect amount of glue on my brush, I scrape one side and then go to the other side and scoop it back onto the brush, I guess. So it's all on one side. I'm going to place that at the top of my nail, push it up to the cuticle, and then start going side to side and just dragging it down. I look at it from every angle and see any areas that I need to add more glue, but keep in mind that you can do this in layers, so you can cure that layer first if you want. I also sometimes like to use a liner brush to smooth things out and get everything really close to the edges. Always remember to thinly cap the free edge. When the gel is this thin, it tends to flow to the sides, so you have to flip it upside down and cure it really quickly. So you can see a little indent here, so I'm going to do another slip layer and add more builder gel. Every single time you want to add more after you've cured, you have to do another slip layer just to make it flow easier. This is another way that you can do it. So this is the slip layer, and then you just drag it through the middle and you don't go side to side. This kind of only works if you have a thinner builder gel like this one. This is all of them done. I did cure them in the big lamp for another 60 seconds, and now we're ready to paint. This is the inspo, not the shapes, not the colors, just the vibe. And then I don't know what I'm doing on the thumb, so we'll figure that out later. This is the color I'm using. It's a beautiful navy blue. I'm so excited. And I'm gonna mix some of this blue with some top coat and paint a thin layer of that. And I flash cured that. I'm going to take some clear blooming gel, paint a thin layer of that, and just adding a dot of the navy into the center of my nail. Because I don't have an airbrush machine, so this is kind of the easiest way I've found to do the aura nails. This is going to need about 10 years to bloom. I'm using Like Butter. Painting a thin layer of that on my middle finger. Now I'm okay with this one, I'm going to cure it. I'm going to use rhinestone glue to try and create that shape. I basically just tried to kind of outline it first and then went back in and kept adding more glue until I liked the height of it, because I wanted it to be a little 3D but not too much. This nail is getting a full coat of the navy. It also kind of looked like a kidney bean, so I would recommend making a more square base coat on the pinky. I'm using this like liquid gold looking stuff and painting that star looking thing. I don't know if it's a star or a sparkle, but this was really hard to be honest. Now I'm just painting over the kidney bean looking thing with the gold. I did another layer of the navy and then I put my hand in the big lamp for 30 seconds to cure all of this. Not sure what this shape is, but I am painting with the gold again. Now I'm just top coating everything. I will say that the jelly bean looking thing did scrape quite easily, so I feel like I needed another layer of top coat or something on that one. And I cured these. Back to the blooming gel, painting a thin layer of this on the pinky and using my liner brush to drag dots to the center and kind of create a flower. Cure that quickly before it spreads out too much. And I did the exact same thing that I did on the pinky on my thumb. At first I used a gold bead in the center, but I felt like it was too big, so I ended up just painting the gold dots. I don't know why I used this tiny brush, but I used a top coat on that whole nail, and then I also top coated the water beads. Once you finish your other hand, don't forget the cuticle oil. You don't want to put this on before you finish both hands because it can just ruin the retention of the other hand. Make sure you're putting it underneath your nails as well. I just realized my water beads on the ring finger footage is gone. Anyways, that's it. I think they turned out really good. I'm super proud of them, and this just shows that you can do 3D nail art and all this stuff on just your natural nails. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Bye!